This episode, we tackle one of the most frustrating aspects of cruising, the ever-increasing cost of Wi-Fi whilst you're at sea, with prices seemingly getting out of control. Is there a way to get around this? Well, perhaps there is, and we take a close look at one of the most promising options to come out in recent years. This is the Ritzy Travel Guide. Welcome back to the Ritzy Travel Guide. My name is Bill, and it's great to have you with us. Now, this episode is all about Wi-Fi. This is the first part in a brand new series we're calling Making Life Easier at Sea. And throughout the year, each of these special editions will take a look at one aspect to cruising that we think needs improving. And we're kicking off this new series looking at Wi-Fi and whether there is a more cost-effective way to stay connected whilst you're on a cruise ship. And we've all had to face this decision: should you pay for a ship's Wi-Fi package? Because they have become shockingly expensive. It's generally going to cost you $20, $30, even $40 per day per person. And often that's per device, meaning you can't share with your wife, partner, or kids. In fact, often you can't even share between your own devices. So if it's on your phone, they often block you sharing it with your iPad or your computer. So it was very timely when a company called Gigsky approached us and asked us to take a look at a brand new technology that they are offering. I said, hold on, I'm happy to take a look at it, but I want to thoroughly test it, check it out, and only when we're satisfied that it gives a real, viable, in fact, a better solution than Wi-Fi, only once we've done that, run the tests, then I will mention it on our channel. So that was 6 months ago. We have now thoroughly checked it. So let's go through the details, its features, and see who it might be suitable for. So here's their webpage, and it's their alternative to buying a ship's Wi-Fi package. And this is called Cellular at Sea. Now, you might have seen this mentioned before, but weren't entirely sure what it all is. In essence, they've extended mobile coverage that's normally on land to out at sea. So, in effect, what you're buying is a data plan for cruise ships. And the first thing you'll notice is that it's called a cruise and land package. And this really got us interested because it's a two-in-one product. The package covers you both for the days you're at sea as well as the days you're ashore when you go out visiting ports. It's a clever concept because let's say you're going on a cruise to the Caribbean or to Europe. The moment you get off the ship, you normally just lose that Wi-Fi signal and you go without internet for the whole day whilst you're ashore. With this system, it's an improvement on it because their package is covering you for the cruise ship and once you get ashore. So at a stroke, it solved two of our biggest problems: avoiding expensive ship Wi-Fi, and then once you're on land, it works there too. Because often on a cruise, you're going to a foreign country, which then involves buying an international data plan as well. So what Gigsky is offering is a two-in-one. You get land and sea bundled together and potentially huge savings. So let's take a look at the choices on offer, and it's broken down into the region you're traveling to and then the amount of data that you want to buy. Supposing you're going to the Caribbean and the Americas. You click on that and then you scroll down and you can see that the vast majority of those countries are included and on the list. It's likely going to include just about any of the destinations that a cruise ship goes to, but you can look on the list, check and make sure that your one is on there. Having checked the country, you then decide how much data you think you're going to use and then pay for it. You can see there's everything from 512 megabytes, well that's just too small, but then right up to 10 gigabytes. Always remembering that if you run out of your data, you can top it up as you go along on your cruise. And it covers most of the regions around the world. So if you're going on a European cruise, these are the countries that are covered. In fact, there are 44 of them. That's just about everywhere. And likewise, if you're heading off to the Asian Pacific, there are 26 countries on that list. And you'll see it also includes places such as Australia, New Zealand, and other countries in Australasia. We've even got a package for the whole world if you're going somewhere pretty obscure. Plus cruises that now increasingly go to the Middle East. And the prices are fairly uniform across the various regions. So just about the whole world is covered. So far, so good, and if you do the sums, you can see that going for one of these packages will save you a substantial amount of money, because the Wi-Fi package from ships $20, $30, $40, $50 a day. You're easily going to be halving that, if not more, with a cellular at sea package. But also on top of that, it gives you coverage for free in port as well. The next part you need to check is the cruise line you're going on covered in their system? Because the ships do need to support it. Thankfully, the vast majority of ships and cruise lines are included. Here's the list. You can see down, you can pause the video just to check whether the ship you're going on is included. It's a long list. Now, there are a couple of cruise lines that you'll note that aren't on this list, just a couple. Two of those would be Crystal Cruise Lines and, well, Cunard. Cunard aren't on the list. I don't know why. You'd have to ask them. So, having checked for the ship, the cruise line and the destination, those are all okay. The last part of the puzzle is making sure that your electrical device can connect to their system, and the way you hook up is with what's called an eSIM. Now, the vast majority of phones which have been sold in the last 5 to 8 years are capable of eSIM, but just in case you have an old one, just go online, the manufacturer's website, see if yours is on the list, and also Gigsky do list most of the major ones, but if you have an odd one, go onto their website and check. Right, let's now try and summarize this. Let's look at the features of ship Wi-Fi packages compared to this Gigsky system. On the left, you have the ship's Wi-Fi, where you buy a package from the cruise line and it gets you unlimited coverage, but it is expensive and you can generally only connect one device for the price. On the right, you have the Gigsky system using cellular at sea, and generally the price will be far less, and you can connect as many people as you like. But also on top of that, it gives you coverage for free in port as well. So, having gone through all the pros and cons, all the various points, would we recommend Gigsky? Absolutely. I wouldn't be making this video if I didn't think so. Just to reiterate, it's going to be substantially cheaper than a ship's Wi-Fi. Ship's Wi-Fi generally is 20, 30, 40, sometimes even 50, God forbid, dollars per day, per person, per device. And if there are two of you, you have to double that if you want to use it on more than one device. If you want to use it on your phone and your iPad or on your computer, you have to double or triple that again. So it gets incredibly expensive if you want to get full use of a ship's Wi-Fi. The plans with Gigsky, yes, they do have a data cap, but if you're a light to medium user, you buy, I would suggest maybe the 5 gigabytes or the 10 gigabytes. If that's not enough, you can top it up. If you go for those, if you're a light to medium user, you're unlikely to get through that cap. Added to which, most ships block you from tethering, or what's called a hotspot. Let's suppose one of you buys the ship's Wi-Fi. You think, I'll share it with my wife, I'll share it with my family. Can't. Most ships' systems block it. With this cellular at sea and Gigsky, there is unlimited hotspots and tethering. Connect as many devices and people as you like. Because for us, we just want to make sure we remain in contact. If there's an emergency back home, supposing somebody wants to get hold of us, and when we haven't bought ship's Wi-Fi, that has been our major concern, our major worry. If you cut yourself off with no internet, if there's an emergency, if there's a problem, nobody can get hold of you. That's why we've been looking for an affordable alternative to ship's Wi-Fi that keeps us in contact. Here on the Ritzy Travel Guide, we rarely collaborate with people. We rarely link up with something. We're often approached and we say no because we think it makes absolutely no sense whatsoever, or it's not applicable, or it's not valid. This is one of the few occasions we are happy to have a collaboration. If you want to go ahead, how do you do it? Well, Gigsky have been very kind and are offering our viewers a 20% discount. So when you go and sign up online, when you buy it or in the app, if you enter the promo code RITZY20, you will get a 20% discount. Do let us know what you think. We always love to hear from people. Jot down your thoughts in that comments box. And I've also added some further information about the Gigsky service in the description down below, so you've got some more in-depth reading should you need it. In the meantime, thanks so much for joining us here on the Ritzy Travel Guide. I hope this has been helpful, and we look forward to seeing you in our next video.